We saw several bison on the side of the road, but this is the only picture I got. This moose was just crossing the road, and we just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Just some reindeer on the side of the road, and then we spotted another one kind of in the woods. This is Muncho Lake. It was very pretty. This is exactly how me and Papa look after driving the Alaska Highway.
Is it on?
It's on.
Good afternoon and good evening, according to where you live, from Fort Nelson, British Columbia. We're one step closer to being in the States and can't wait. And we're trying to figure out how far to drive tomorrow and how far to drive the next day to get us closer to the States.
Yes.
But good Lord willing, we got 2 more nights in Canada after this one, and then we'll cross over in Sweetgrass, Montana.
Yes.
We had a couple of animal sightings today. Mama will touch on those.
Yes, we saw well, first of all, we saw some bison, some buffalo is what I call them. You know, they say bison. But anyway, we saw one, and then we saw just some herds on the side of the roads. You know, we've seen those at Yellowstone. And then we're driving down, and a moose comes across the road. Actually, there was 2 moose. And I happened to get the booty of the other moose and the one moose, his body or her body. And then we're driving down, and we saw a reindeer. Or no, was it 2 reindeer? No, it was one moose, excuse me. 1 moose, 2 reindeer, excuse me. The booty of 1 reindeer. Yes, so I will insert those photos. We did that, and it was a pretty drive today, you know, very mountainous and things. But we were just trying to scoot right along.
And we saw a porcupine.
Oh, and we saw a porcupine. I did forget about that, the porcupine. Yes. So we're at Fort Nelson tonight, and we're about to get some supper and take our shower, and then we'll be ready to roll in the morning early.
When we got here, Tanya, Mama called yesterday to see if they'd have a spot for us, and they said they would. So I got here and went inside, and she gave me a map and said, "Here, just pick you one out." And so okay. So we pulled in the first one closest to the showers, and it's got hookups on both sides. So we may have pulled in the wrong way. I don't know.
It's okay.
But we're going to be this way until somebody makes us move.
That's right.
I had an odd situation this morning. Me and Henry usually go on a walk first thing in the morning. For whatever reason, he has to work up his courage to take care of his business. So across the street from the campground was a little park sort of thing. They have a little lake, and I have a picture that I did on Facebook. I'll send it to my mom. She can put it in here. But and around the lake there's a boardwalk. So me and Henry, you can either go down the stairs to get to the boardwalk, or there's a pathway, I guess, that dogs go, you know, just a shortcut. So we went down the shortcut and walked around along the pathway, and we got so far down the boardwalk, and there's a building at the end of the boardwalk, and I don't know if it was somebody's house or if it was an informational thing about the park or what. So me and Henry turned around and came back. On the way back, I kept feeling the boardwalk moving like there's somebody walking on it. Not me. As me feeling it, and I could feel the boardwalk giving. So, and it usually things like that don't bother me. But I turned around twice to look to see if somebody was coming up behind us, and there wasn't anybody there. And we got back to the place where you come out of the park, and there was a pair of boots sitting there. If you look on the picture, zoom in on the bottom right corner of the picture, and you can see the boots sitting there. Why somebody would leave their boots there and be running around barefoot, I don't know, but we didn't see anybody there. And so, anyway, it was just an odd occurrence. Me and Henry ran back to we didn't run, but me and Henry went back and we packed up and got out of there. So I don't know what's going on in Watson Lake.
Yeah. It was very strange yesterday. I don't know if we touched on it or not, but we went over to this little restaurant and / hotel / laundromat / everything. And we'd gotten the pizza there before, so we got pizza yesterday. And there was just lots of people just kind of milling around. And Papa pulled in, and I was going to hop out and get the pizza. And he went down and turned around, and the restaurant was it wasn't too far, but, it was a little jaunt. And this guy was milling around, and these other people were kind of just milling around. And he said, no, I'll just go get it. And so he went up there to get it. And then when he was gone, this lady pulled in this car. Now, she could have been waiting on her food, I don't know. But she got out of her car, and she kept kind of milling around our car. We were still towing. We hadn't unhooked yet. We hadn't even made it to the campground yet. It's just right across the street. So, and there was people just walking everywhere. And I thought, well, that's odd. They were just kind of wandering around, and I thought, okay, well, let's go. So coupled with that, we don't know what's happening out there, but
and today we got gas in Toad River, British Columbia, TOAD.
Yes.
And you have to go. What you have to do is you pump the gas and you take a picture of how much you got and go inside and show them the picture, and that's how much they charge you. So I was in there paying and come back out, and there was this random woman knocking on the window.
Yeah.
Had a piece of bacon. I don't know how, maybe she carried bacon around in her bosom. I don't know.
I don't know.
But she wanted to get Henry a piece of bacon.
Yes.
Today was a pretty drive day. I think the prettiest part of Canada that we've been in. I was surprised. I thought we were done with the mountains, but we weren't. Today was very mountainous and very pretty. So I think for me, today was the prettiest part of Canada.
Yeah, it was very pretty. I enjoyed today, and seeing the wildlife. It was good. I did snap some pictures, even though they were Canadian wildlife. So we did take some pictures, and we will insert those.
I don't want to sound negative about
Canada.
No. We haven't had any problems.
No, we haven't.
We haven't had any problems crossing the border. Haven't had any problems with any of the people. Haven't had any problems with getting gas.
No.
But I want to be home.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to explain it. I'm American. We're American by God, and we want to be home. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's just a different kind of feeling. You're in a different country with other people that are not, that are not in your home country. So we'll just be excited to get home to the USA.
So, but we haven't had any problems.
No,
and I don't anticipate any problems the next 2 nights and 2.5 days or whatever it's going to take us to get to the lower 48. But
yeah, I think we'll be good.
We'll be glad to be home. Once we cross over the border, I don't know where we're staying that first night because I don't know what time we're going to get there. But we may be sleeping in a rest area. I don't know.
Well, you said you don't know about us.
But after that, we've got we're going to take, because we've been driving every day since we left, Valdez. So today's the 4th drive day without a break, and then tomorrow will be 5. The next day will be 6. By the time we get to the glacier, we're gonna need a break, so we're gonna stay there for 3 nights, I think.
Yeah.
And rest up, and then we'll go from there. Mama, you got an author website?
You told me to do that, but I forgot. But I'm just going to say, one of my favorite authors is Greg Iles. It's Iles. He writes a lot from Natchez, Mississippi, and The Pen Cage. And he's an excellent writer. I do like to read him. He is good. So I'll find his website and I'll insert it in the description.
I think it's either gregiles.com or I think that's what it is.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I'm working on his latest book now. It's about this thick, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I've got to read that. So, anything else you got?
I got nothing.
Okay, if that's it, we're going to go and get some supper and take showers and get ready for bed and do it tomorrow. And we'll see you down the road.